ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sports 100, we're going to go over the deep dive of MMA basketball. Yes, it's another one of those Russian sports that involves a lot of violence on something that shouldn't have a lot of violence on. And basically, you wrestle. I watched that video, and I'm still trying to figure out how the point system works, because they'll literally harpoon somebody.
So this is not a sport that LeBron needs to even attempt.
No.
No regular basketball.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
No. He would. Oh man, he would just.
So if we're talking 70s, 80s, and the early 90s NBA players, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Like Bill Laimbeer, stuff like that.
I was gonna say they were basically playing MMA anyways, weren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, Larry Bird would probably.
You had to be confident.
Especially in Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to be confident in the load bearing capacity of your jock strap with the shortness of their shorts. So,
combat shorts.
I mean, like they were rocking Ranger panties. Ranger panties were cool.
I was gonna say that. Now you know where they get it from.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. I just took a hick from French Lick, Indiana to make it cool. Man. Oh, yeah. So the World Baseball Classic is going on. Great Britain. I saw a meme. It looks like somebody opened up a Word document, just typed the words Great Britain in Arial font, and slapped it on a jersey.
I still like how
well, their pitcher last night or night before was sitting there, doing some warm-up tosses on the mound. And Great Britain didn't even have the common decency to stitch the lettering onto their jerseys. It was like ironed on, and the T started falling off of this dude's jersey, right? And he goes to wipe his jersey because his hands all sweaty, and the T straight falls off of his jersey and is laying there on the mound as he's throwing pitches.
wow, that's hilarious.
And I'm like,
that's what you get when you go to Ross. Go to Hobby Lobby, you get the good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this.
Is it Michaels they go?
They went as far as to, call their contacts in Hong Kong to get the good Nike jerseys. They just didn't pay the extra, the extra quid to have the letters sewn on. They screen printed them or something. It was just, dude, it was, in the words of the coach, and I'm not talking about, his ramblings about his ex-wife Barb or late wife Barb, but it's fucking embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Fucking embarrassing. But
I'm looking over the sports news. It's all about the draft right now.
Well, that's just because everybody's a goo goo gaga over football. What? So what? we've got we've got we got the boys of spring, summer, and fall. They're going full tilt right now. My wife just walked in.
Do that.
Hold on before I get any further, babe. Come here for just a second. Okay. So millions of Americans,
dude,
every year
she got in the Girl Scout
they
trap.
go and they enroll in NA, and then we get those shifty little crack dealers that come out and stand outside of every HEB or Walmart or Kroger, and like, will you buy some Girl Scout cookies? And it's like, seriously. I mean, it's bad enough that they rename these things Caramel Delights. They're
no, that's a regional thing.
Samoas.
That's regional.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they're Samoas, right?
They are Samoas.
Yeah.
And they will forever be Samoas. Yes.
So, and then she buys 2 boxes of Thin Mints.
You had to get the Thin
I
Mints.
know.
And you gotta freeze one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna freeze one, but I'm just
absolutely.
like, we because she had bought over the weekend. We went to El Campo to stay the night at her mom and dad's house, and actually, no, this was before we went. They bought the Great Value version of the Girl Scout cookies, right? Oh, was it there? Okay. And so I'm chowing down on like some Great Value Samoas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I guess these will do. Hopefully they'll satiate my appetite enough to where we can avoid our crack dealers. And then she comes walking in the door with us.
Yeah.
So damn you, Girl Scouts.
That just reminds me of that Amazon review about the Knuckle Tasers 3000s. I'll bring that up and I'll report the whole thing. It is so hilarious. If you have a bad day, hold on. If you have a bad day, and
there is actually a product out there, David, that it is a cock ring that delivers a low voltage tingle. It's basically a cock ring with a taser on it.
My thing is why do you know this? That's my first reaction.
I think he knows about this.
Hey, you know what? All right, so I'm going to make one thing unequivocally and paramountly clear. All right, at one point in my life, I was a single soldier in the infantry.
Mm-hmm.
So if that does not give you a sliver of a hint as to the levels of depravity that I had once practiced,
yeah.
I mean,
you know that went in the field with you.
I mean, how do you think we stayed awake?
I'm not saying that
I stayed awake. I mean, in addition to dipping the freeze-dried coffee out of the MREs,
Okay, here we go. I purchased this. These are, and you look this up. It's brass knuckle tasers. Now, whenever I have a bad day, I come back to this review because it's gold. It's better than gold. It's platinum. It's stuff out of this universe that you cannot get, that landed on this earth because it killed the dinosaurs. And it's that rare. This is what this material would be. I purchased this after I was confronted by some punks demanding that I had hand over my money. I'm a relatively fit guy, but I was no match for them. That's when I realized that I needed to protect myself. The day after I bought this product, I went to the very same Walmart parking lot when I was first mugged. I approached the group of hooligans and standing outside the entrance, concealing my secret weapon. I cold asked, "Remember me?" One of them looked up and said, "Have you come back to buy more Samoas or Thin Mints? My Girl Scout troop needs to raise more money." I replied, "You will not be taking my money this time. But sir, they're delicious." I whipped out my Muckle Blaster taser gun, hand, and shouted, "Wrong move, bitch." The 5 Girl Scouts ran away screaming. As I pounded my chest in victory, I accidentally activated the taser gun and applied 950,000 volts to my right nipple. I woke up 4 hours later to the sound of heavy footsteps. Those squirrel traps had brought their fathers, but I was ready. I lunged at the largest one with a cry, "Raggle fraggle!" And with a hit to the stomach, he hit the ground harder than a fat kid on a jungle gym. As the other began to circle around me, I changed techniques, holding both my hands in a tight fist, raising my arms to my side, and initiate the helicopter spin. They all backed off, fearing my impressive RPM. After a while, I started getting dizzy, and one of the fathers decided to tackle me. As he ran to me, stood there, dazed and queasy. Time was going really slow. Then I remembered I had eaten lunch at Chipotle, and that burrito was fighting its way back up my stomach. I turned to my enemy and launched a seam of projectile vomit at him, knocking him to the ground. Then I started singing, "Let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor." I grabbed my Muckle Blaster stun gun and shoved it into my mouth, running head first at my foes, electrocuting them with my teeth. Eventually, they were all unconscious, and I walked home victorious.
See, I personally would have chosen the windmill method rather than the spin move. I don't agree with biological warfare.
Yeah. Even though, what is it?
I don't care how effective it is. I'm not. Biological warfare is wrong. Okay.
Did you see that there were the train wreck in Ohio was actually chemical weapons?
The train wreck in Ohio had polyvinyl chloride in it, which is the main ingredient in PVC pipes. It has been trucked down here to Deer Park to a chemical company that is drilling deep water or deep wells to store it. Yeah, so in about 10,000 years, when it starts seeping up, then hey, the next generation can just deal with it. But
that sounds like a problem for somebody else down the road.
That is the textbook definition, kids, of kicking the can down the road.
Sports.
So sports, yes. The World Baseball Classic. Right now,
how many is it? Is it basically like soccer? And it only happens like every 4 years, or does it happen every?
I think it's like every 2 years or something like that. Anyways,
it's every other.
At least it's supposed to be every other. Anyway, the leaders of the pool play right now, there's 4 pools. There's pools A, B, C, and D. Pool A is playing in Korea, Taichung, Korea, where Cuba, Italy, the Netherlands, Panama, and Chinese Taipei are where they're playing. Pool B is being played out of Tokyo. That's where Japan, Australia, Korea, the Czech Republic, and China are playing. Pool C is where Canada, the US of A, Mexico, Colombia, and the Brits are playing out of Phoenix. And then you've got Pool D playing out of Miami, and that's where Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Israel, and Nicaragua. I can never say
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Well, at least I know I'm not the only one that can't say words.
But you can't say the easy words.
Right.
This is true. And what's really sad is I could say hard words like Nicaragua.
Say nuclear. Anyways.
Okay, Bush.
China and Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
I used to be able to say
this. It's canceled, man.
I know. I'm not pronouncing it with the long G. I'm not saying that.
Just use a bar.
That's
all.
Central American country down there.
Use the speaking spell. Probably, it's sad. We use a speaking spell. We'll probably be canceled.
There, Nicaragua.
There you go.
They are both at 0-4. Great Britain is at 1-2, along with Colombia. The Czech Republic is at 1-3. Panama, Chinese Taipei, they're at 2-2, along with the Netherlands, Italy, and Cuba. All of Pool A is sitting at 2-2 right now. Japan is at 4-0. Australia is at 3-1. Korea is 2-2. Czech Republic's 1-3. Canada and the US are tied at the top of their pool at 2-1, but USA's got the tiebreaker because we just trampled the shit out of them yesterday. And then Mexico's at 1-1 with Colombia at 1-2. Pool D has got Venezuela sitting at 3-0, Puerto Rico at 2-1, Dominican Republic 1-1, Israel at 1-1, and Nicaragua. There we go.
So proud of you.
I'm gonna get it right eventually. They're at 0-4.
That's not bad. Me and Andrea had a hard time just doing this. I can't even pronounce it. She pronounced it.
David,
well,
I'm talking. I will cut you.
Good luck. I haven't
I'll
seen you pretty
you in the mail.
Wow. I'll take the stab
Anonymously.
if I get to hold my pretty boy.
Are we gonna have a monkey knife fight on air? Is that the surprise we've had for our 100th episode?
Yes.
Monkey knife fight. Not even in international waters. We're gonna get our monkey knife fight. Bring it on.
Well, I mean, we could do cockfighting, but David's lacking the material.
Lightsaber.
I would have to stab twice.
It is on the video that he posted on TikTok.
Give him a handicap. Let him use his
I
finger.
mean, to be fair, he had one, but he ate it.
He did indeed.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that one is gonna melt.
Yeah, exactly. So, so right now, what we're looking at is, the quarterfinals. For quarterfinal number 1 is going to be between Australia. They're looking to be like the Pool B runner up. And Cuba is going to be the Pool A winner. Quarterfinal number 3 is going to be the Pool C runner up and the Pool D winner. Quarterfinal number 2 is going to be Italy versus Japan. Italy being the Pool A runner up, and obviously Japan's far and away the Pool B winner. The Pool D runner-up will face the Pool C winner, which is either going to be Canada or the U.S. So what we're looking at is a potential matchup maybe of the U.S. versus the Puerto Rico for quarterfinal number 4. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and call my shot that the U.S. is going to win their pool. But
USA.
Sunday, this coming Sunday and Monday, the 19th and 20th, respectively, is going to be the semifinal games, number 1 and 2. And then with the championship game being Tuesday, March 21st, being played in Miami. Japan, far and away, they are the runaway favorites to win everything.
Why is that? Are we not using really good players from like MLB?
We are. Let me see here. Hold on. See, the next game the U.S. plays is going to be versus Colombia. What are we talking about, guys? Oh, yes. That's what I was thinking. Okay. So
this is why we can't talk about you, Johnny.
Yeah.
David and I can't talk in front of you because you're too observant. You get it. We can do that to David because he's clueless and has no idea what's going on anywhere at any time.
That is true.
Johnny has situational awareness, and he is aware that there is a conversation going on around him.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I'm looking away from the screen and I see a Zoom chat pop up, you can you know,
Exactly.
like, you know,
No, I couldn't even freaking type. That's the only reason why.
You type about as well as you speak. Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much.
I believe that.
It is the reason why. I mean, I thought I sent you the secret decoder ring, but you know,
so I mean, we've got okay. So on Team USA, we've got people like Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, Paul Goldschmidt, Adam Wainwright's pitching. I mean, we've got a lot of really great players playing for Team USA. Now you've got major leaguers. Okay, you've got major leaguers from other countries like Venezuela, Puerto Rico, places like that. They're playing for their respective countries, but as far as like the homegrown talent, um, uh, okay. I would love to see the U.S. repeat as World Baseball Classic champions. That would be great. But knowing the current administration that is occupying the White House, they would probably take credit for it all and be like, "My programs."
Mhm.
And he would invite Team USA to the White House, and he'd probably try to sniff Mike Trout's hair.
You're not wrong.
I mean, the only thing that Mike Trout's got going against him is that he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So, I mean, which kind of works out to our favor because
I just that
just because you caused the door to be getting a little bit cracked doesn't mean get to shy away from that shit. Even though he did, he had to type in just to acknowledge it. It's like I'm not even acknowledge it. Why did you type it in?
Because what goes on behind the scenes that our viewers / listeners don't see or hear, yeah, that's what I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna give it that level of acknowledgement.
it didn't happen.
I mean, David reminds me a lot of Carlos Mencia's character from The Longest Yard, where he gets put into the game and he's like, "Lord, if you get me through this, I promise I'm going to stop cheating on my wife with other guys."
Was Carlos Mencia in that movie?
Yes. Thank you for actively participating in this conversation, David. Oh my
He
God.
wasn't in that movie. I'm telling you, Carlos Mencia wasn't in that.
I don't think that was Carlos Mencia.
No.
Yes, it was.
No,
Carlos Mencia and his plagiarizing ass, his unoriginal content. Yeah.
That is all true. That is 100%.
That is 100%.
One of my favorite videos to watch is Joe Rogan confronting him on stage about that.
Yeah.
That was
basically
just
beating the shit out of him.
Oh, 100%.
So, NFL news. Looks like Aaron Rodgers might be on the move. I think it'd be funny as hell if he ended up in New York.
I'd laugh my ass off. That would be fantastic.
I mean, let me see here. No, you can only copy. Anyways, so yeah. Well, it says who can see your messages recording on. So I don't know. Let me see. The meetings. I don't know. I mean, unless I mean, unless the chat box pops up whenever David does the.
That could be.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I could put it in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
You
go for it.
Out of it.
No, go for it. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. The Colts are getting rid of quarterback Matt Ryan after only one season in Indianapolis. Matt Ryan doesn't seem to be able to get away from the numbers 3 and 28. Because now that he's been cut, look for him to probably announce his retirement on March 28th. Just kind of putting that out there. Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, just look for Facebook to explode on March 28th with memes from Happy 328 Day, and it posts the score from the Super Bowl that year. Before the before the Patriots come back. Let me see here. Andy Dalton is being signed by the Panthers to a 1-year deal. Cowboys re-signed Leighton at Vander Esch.
Yeah, Carlos Mencia was never in Longest Yard. I just looked the his ID MD whatever that is IMDb.
IMDb, yeah.
Yeah, he's not an actor in it. He didn't write it. He was nowhere near that thing.
No, I didn't say he wrote it.
No.
No.
He didn't even act in it. He was nowhere near that whole fucking.
I thought that was Carlos Mencia.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
and he's actually a really good actor. Carlos isn't.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let me see here. The Dallas is acquiring cornerback Stephen Gilmore from the Colts in exchange for a 2023 5th-round pick.
Yeah, I was about to go.
Leighton Vander Esch, he's back on a 2-year, $11 million contract. Let me see here. He was a 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland. They're pretty much locked in on the corners. If anything else, perhaps Gilmore can give Bland a hand over there, or they can move him over to like maybe free safety or strong safety. Just kind of beef up that secondary a little bit.
I wonder how long it takes, because I watched this whole video of like the steps of a baseball player's career. Like they get like 10 years, they get like a gold card where they can go to any stadium and get.
I think you have to play in the league for at least 10 years before you can qualify for a pension.
Yeah. And
I don't think.
Well, the reason why I was saying
the NFL might. The NFL might. Yeah, the NFL might give out that golden ticket.
But I know that how long it takes to be a free agent, because I know, was it baseball? It's like 3 to 4 years.
I mean, it's usually at the end of your first contract, and so you don't see contracts, especially with draft picks. As you come into the league as a rookie, you usually don't see a contract anything shorter than 3 years. And then at the end of that 3 years, obviously you go into the arbitration system or process rather, and then you can you can either get the qualifying offer from the club that you're currently playing for, and you have to either accept it or whatever. And if you don't accept it, then you can test the free agent market at that point. Hopefully that you put up good enough numbers consistently enough over the last 3 years to where your market value's higher than most, or somebody else got a bigger contract and your numbers are better than that guy, so that just makes your value go up even more. or if you start seeing teams that have like no cap space, you might just end up losing out on the whole deal, and you'd have been better off, made more money if you'd have just signed the extension.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it, but I don't know. We got the draft coming up. I don't really want to dig in or dive into the draft too terribly much right now, just because
it's only starting in April that they do the draft, so
it is what it is.
They make a reason why I don't like going into the draft, and I know a lot of people like deep dive draft and everything. I have a friend that was in the when I was working corrections, he would go to the draft every year.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, it moves around, the pieces move around so much, you can't get a clear, shot until like the draft actually happens, which is that's the dramatic of it and the appeal of the draft, especially if you really hardcore into football or baseball, even any kind of draft is the dramatic appeal of it.
Yeah.
Where you don't know where people are going.
Right. So we've moved far enough along into the NHL season where the divisions are being broke down by their regions now. You've got the Metropolitan, you got the Atlantic, and then you've got the wild card. And that's in the eastern side. And then in the western side, you got the Central Pacific and then the wild card. So leading the world still is the Boston Bruins. They are the first team to 50 wins this year. They were the fastest team by one game to do it in NHL history. And they are the only team so far that has clinched a playoff berth. So they're leading the Atlantic Division by a ton. Carolina is leading the Metropolitan Division. That includes Carolina, New Jersey, and the New York Rangers. They're at 43, 14, and 8. Probably going to be another week and a half before they even think about clinching a spot. Wild cards. I mean, you've got Pittsburgh, the New York Islanders, Florida, Buffalo, and Washington, kind of leading those 5 spots there in the Eastern. But for the Western, you've got Dallas at 37, 17, and 13. Ahead of Minnesota.
And Dallas starts as the champ.
Dallas is probably going to make a playoff appearance, definitely. I mean, unless they just absolutely choke down the stretch. But Vegas, Los Angeles, and Seattle are in the Pacific, running 1, 2, 3. The Edmonton Oilers, the Winnipeg Jets, and Nashville Cats are going to be the first 3 teams in the Western wildcard race. I'm not trying to look at what the odds are for who's going to be in the Stanley Cup final versus who's favored to win it right now, just because once the playoffs hit, everybody's 0-0. So, I mean, everybody's got the same record you go into the first round. So, I mean, anything could happen at that point. I know that I'm going to be biased and I'm going to pull for Boston just because it's the Bruins. But I mean, it's kind of hard to bet against them at this point, given how well they've been playing all year.
I still like the Stars, though. I mean, I'm. But I know
if it comes down to a Boston versus Dallas Stanley Cup final, that's going to probably be one of the more instant classic Stanley Cup finals.
Yeah,
in recent memory, just because both teams are very strong offensively, defensively. Boston's got the edge there, obviously, with their score differential. I mean, Boston's sitting at a plus 103, and Dallas is sitting at plus 54. So,
yeah,
goals scored versus goals given. I mean, by far and away, Boston's got the biggest the defensive advantage there, just based on their goaltending tandem between Swayman and Ullman. So, I don't know. We'll see. Do I think that early on, am I saying that Boston is the early favorite to make it to the Stanley Cup final? Yes. how they fare health wise during the course of the playoffs, yet to be seen.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
They've got a pretty good amount of depth in that's right, Nick Turturro. He is a bitter troll, man. He is an angry man. Have you seen him on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
He is bitter. Dude, I mean, like diehard Yankees fan, right? But he goes to these games or watches them from home, and he is bitter. It was funny watching him during the ALCS last year when the Yankees were playing Houston. Holy crap, dude!
Dude, the one that cracks me up more is watching Jim Brewer talk about the Mets.
No,
that gets interesting too.
Yeah. I mean, the Mets are going to be interesting to watch this year just because their ownership group has been spending money like the Yankees. But, hey, I mean, you got to make you got to make Queens relevant somehow. So there's that. But with the length of the playoffs, I mean, if Boston gets a first round bye, great. That'll give them time to just practice, to kind of just rest and recoup and make the most out of that first, that bye for the first round. Instead of having to play a best of 5 and then 2 best of 7 back to backs. If they just have to play the 2 best of 7s, fine, great. That just makes them even more the odds-on favorite to go all the way. But I'm really not going to rest on my laurels or count on my chickens until I see Patrice Bergeron, lift Lord Stanley's cup. So
yeah.
Moving on into NASCAR, William Byron. The last time that the 24 car went back to back on wins was when Jeff Gordon was driving it back in the 90s. But William Byron went out and he won Phoenix. Let me see here. Schedule. Yeah, he went out and won Phoenix last weekend or this past Sunday for the second win in a row. And I'm happy to see William Byron do that because William Byron really, he had one of the more unlikely kind of origin stories coming up through the NASCAR ranks. He was basically Hendrick Motorsports' simulator guy. Instead of having the driver of that particular car get into the car and turn physical laps or get into into the simulator, William Byron was out there turning laps in these simulators for Hendrick Motorsports. And I mean, of course, so was Alex Bowman, but I mean, William Byron kind of helped spearhead and develop that simulator program for HMS. But once Jeff Gordon decided that it was time for him to hang up the helmet, William Byron got tapped to drive that car. Well, initially it was Chase Elliott when he was driving. Because when Chase Elliott, his rookie season, he drove the 24. And then when Chase Elliott wanted to drive his dad's number. David, do you want to share with the rest of the class here?
I'm just messing with Chris. It's nothing against you, Johnny.
So, but seeing William Byron kind of get the success this early in the season, he's already locked into the playoffs with the 1 win. But now at this point, he's just accruing bonus points going into that first round of 16.
How does accruing is it more beneficial to where
you get bonus points for the number of wins that you have?
Okay.
So
that's what's confused me because I'm trying to keep up with the sports that
the point system used to be pretty straightforward. I mean, it was leading a lap, you would get a certain amount of bonus points. You get a certain amount of bonus points for leading the most laps. You obviously would get you would get points based on your finishing position. But before they had this playoff format, we would have seasons where the last race of the year used to always be in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we'd have races where, we'd have seasons where we'd know who the champion was with 2 races to go. And the last time that we had that was in, I think it was 93 or 94 when Dale Earnhardt Sr. won his last championship. All he had to do.
We talked about this we talked to this last time for the NASCAR championship where
yeah. All he had to do at that point was start the car.
Yeah.
And the start. And, in order to keep people and TV sponsors and networks engaged in the sport all the way through, they came up with this playoff format. And, to me, I like it. I've got my likes and dislikes about it, but,
well, that's with everything nowadays.
Yeah. That's going to be with everything. So, baseball's got it. Basketball's got it. Everything has got something that somebody likes or doesn't like. So, just follow that old adage. You're not going to make 100% of people happy 100% of the time. So just, kind of take your number and stand in line. And, I hope that you've articulated well enough the things that you wanted to say whenever you get up and, in your spot to chew my ass. So it's whatever. Yeah. But we're going to Atlanta this coming weekend. It's going to be for the Ambetter Health 400. It's going to be a 260 lap, 400-mile race. It's going to be.
It's sad every time he says like the sporting event and everything. I just come from that basketball where they say
it is to that extent. To that extent, it is a revolving door as to who it's like bowl season for college football.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your big bowls that stay the same, whether they're the Sugar Bowl or the name of the bowls themselves, it's just the sponsors that constantly change.
The Cotton Bowl, even though it's not in the Cotton
Tostino's Sugar Bowl or whatever.
Yeah, the Tostitos Sugar Bowls. Like Tostitos doesn't have sugary chips, so I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense.
We used to have what was it, the FedEx Orange Bowls,
yeah.
But yeah, the Ambetter Health 400, it's going to be this weekend. It's going to be a 2:00 Central Time start on Sunday. In 2 weeks, the Circuit of America, which is the road track in Austin, is going to be hosting the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. It's a 68 lap, 231.88 mile race.
Every fucking time you say something like that, it keeps on popping up in basketball.
Because when I think NASCAR, Echo Park Automotive is the number one.
I don't write the fucking material, guys. It presents itself. Okay.
This stuff was put in front of my face, and I had to regurgitate it. That's all I'm saying.
By the way, that describes like 90% of your weekends.
You're not wrong.
Unlike David, yes, I am forced to regurgitate things because I don't like swallowing things that are foreign to me.
Hey, $20 is $20.
What makes you think it's foreign to him? He's well acquainted.
Yeah, I have returning customers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck! Reminded me of that. I just found out that it's David's train wreck. We're gonna have it. We're gonna spill some chemicals. I just found out the aircraft carriers, they have big time gang and prostitution problems to the point where a woman, those little card holders they would wear around her necks, they would put like quarters and dimes. it's like quarters supposed to be like $250 what they would do, and $10 with $100 what they would do.
Did David just compare himself to the state of Ohio?
Yes,
He did.
I
That's
don't-
not normally a. It's not.
I don't
normal.
care how you take that, but yeah, I just random fact that I found that out because of Stumps.
Well, for those of you who are able to watch us on YouTube or any of our other video platforms, you'll notice that I've got Colin sitting in here in the frame with me.
I need
Yeah.
to. Do I have that? Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for making sure that the sound levels were good on that first.
Were they? Did you?
I appreciate that.
Thank God that I don't have my headphones on. So yeah.
Did you? I think you got the same thing, Chris.
That first one got blasted up. Well, I don't know what's what. I haven't been messing around with the
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
you don't
because
have.
the
I have
fact that I've
pressing
been
buttons,
dealing with a migraine all day. I am so glad that I only heard a very small, minute fraction of that sound effect. So
that very first blast probably would have killed you.
yeah.
He laughs.
So so with having just recently been Mario Day, March 10th, for those of you who don't know.
Oh yeah.
Was.
And with the soon to be release on April 5th of the new Super Mario Brothers movie from Nintendo and Illumination, my boys, all of them, want to see this. I want to see it too, but I made it a very standing rule. Do me a favor. Go get it. Just bring me the case. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
It won't compare to the Super Mario Brothers from my past.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to keep your cock holster shut just long enough for me to kind of finish this monologue here.
You know that TikTok was damn near spot on. Chris, you know what I'm talking about.
Which one?
The one with that sergeant talking.
Oh, you talking about the sergeant major?
Yeah. I mean, it's spot on.
That's One Punch Dad. He's got that spot on.
I know, right?
All gone.
Are you talking about the clip from Generation Kill?
No.
I sent it to you morning, actually. I think I sent it.
Okay. I think
I watch your videos, Chris.
Anyways,
one of you does.
I said anyways. So, you can never truly appreciate where you are unless you understand where you've been, right? Or where you come from, right? It's really the only way that we as human beings have a definitive way of measuring the levels of our success. So while I found that it was disturbing that you could not stream the 1993 release of the Super Mario Brothers movie, starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, I did, however, find it on DVD on Amazon.
Awesome.
So it came in yesterday. Yeah, it came in the mail yesterday. I opened it up. I immediately told every boy in the house, I said, turn off your video games and come downstairs and plant your butts on the couch. And made them watch.
That look on Colin's face says it all.
Train wreck. Yeah.
The worst.
I mean, granted, yes, it's not.
It wasn't Death Race 3000.
It wasn't. Yeah, Death Race 2000. But yeah, no, it wasn't.
Street Fighter.
Now, to be fair, Street Fighter, what made Street Fighter bad was Jean-Claude Van Damme himself.
This is true.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
Better than the Mortal Kombat movies.
yeah, Colin said it. It's better than the Mortal Kombat
Listen,
movie.
the first one was good. Second one was
Back
a
in the
treasure.
day, that first one was like gold because we've been playing that game for like what,
Dude, that was one of the greatest movies ever.
4 or 5 years, and they come up with a movie.
Oh yeah, Annihilation was awful. That was dog.
I mean, a hobo could throw shit in your eyes and still be the same thing.
But never in the history of cinematography could you be faced with the situation or the opportunity, rather, for Bob Hoskins to clear up not only the first but the last names of the Mario brothers, Mario and Luigi Mario. I mean,
That was
and the
what's
fact
sad is
that
his
Yoshi, or the fact that Yoshi is an actual Velociraptor.
yes,
is,
probably the best part of the whole.
you know
movie.
what's sad? When we were kids, we waited for this movie. We heard about
We
it.
did. We waited for this movie, and it came out, and then you walked out, and you were like, Dennis Hopper has got to be in some serious financial trouble.
John Leguizamo just wanted his name out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like,
It's like Master of the Universe.
no, you hush your whore mouth. Dolph Lundgren played an amazing Prince Adam.
Yes, Dolph Lundgren, man. How can you talk shit about Dolph Lundgren?
I didn't say anything bad
I mean,
about
the
it. I
dude's
was waiting
IQ
for that movie
alone.
for the longest
I
time.
mean, dude, the dude's IQ alone, David, is enough to beat you into submission.
It is. It really is.
I mean, he has like what, 4 doctorates?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be like, dude, talking shit on Dolph Lundgren would be like calling. John
I'm not
Wayne.
saying anything against Dolph Lundgren. He's a Jim.
Can you?
I'm saying
Were you trying to say Courtney Cox did that whole movie?
after you go back, I'm saying after you go back
I mean,
and
you
you
get all
find
these,
out how horrible
extras that
that
are like, the world was introduced to Courtney Cox and Scream. No, I was introduced to Courtney Cox on Friends. Bitch, please. We were introduced to Courtney Cox in Masters of the
in the
Universe.
universe, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, I'm just kind of putting that out there. It's like Sean Astin. Everybody's like, oh, he's Samwise Gamgee's. Bitch, no, he's a Goonie. Which, by the way,
Rudy.
the dude, the guy that played Data from the Goonies, and he was in that everywhere, you know, everything, everywhere, all at once movie.
Yeah. He won an Oscar.
He won the Oscar this weekend, dude. I could not give 2 shakes of a rat's ass about the Oscars, but the only 2 things that I remotely cared about was him and Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
And they both won. Yeah,
It was amazing,
dude. I'm just like, yes.
Y'all
So,
keep it going. I gotta take care of something real quick.
What?
yeah, Dave,
it's okay.
you know what?
We're
We're just gonna
not
learn from the joke time.
You know what? He probably wouldn't get him anyways.
You're right. Okay. So
What happened?
smash my finger.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying not to rock back and forth too much because, you know, like I've got a huge case of vertigo right now because I'm still sitting up. This is the longest I've been upright all day. To the physical sacrifices that I go through for the angry faithful out there is just mind-boggling. So you're welcome. Yeah, we'll post my Venmo link in the description, so feel free to contribute.
I don't want to use the word martyr, but
You step into the breach to do violent things upon other human beings because others are not willing to.
You want to let them know?
No.
Just say how many.
Did you get the 9 or 10?
It's him.
Okay, so Colin has 10 jokes tonight.
nice.
So let's see if I can.
See how deep we can dig that hole.
Yeah. I did get to preview some of these jokes, and I did axe some of them because they were the type that would definitely get us canceled.
Even though those are the best ones.
Right. Oh, David's back. Look at that. Okay, so
Almost
we're
didn't make
catch
it.
David up because he had to go take a crap, apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you had Taco Bell because it came out pretty quick.
Yeah, I had a lot of fucking coffee. That lubricates everything.
Okay. So Colin has 10 jokes this evening. I've previewed some of them, cut a few of them, and he went and found replacements that were more suitable, that would not get us killed, crucified, or lambasted on social media.
Like I tell some people that's on the podcast.
Hey, look, because we've hit the century mark,
go underneath the radar.
Just because we've hit the century mark does not mean I want it to end there.
Yeah.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, you have been partaking in what is known as the 100th episode of Nerd Sports. From its infancy, this show has striven, is that a word? It is now, to bring you relevant content, to bring you entertainment, to make you laugh, to make you cry, to make you question your own morality. We have introduced new elements to the show as it has progressed down the railroad tracks of life. And we believe that with the addition of people like Chris Jacka and segments like Joke Time with Colin, that we have transcended your not only expectations, but your aspirations as to what this show could be, what it should be, and what it will eventually will be. So without further ado, from the depths of my nether regions comes the DNA code required to write into existence this young man, who stands not only for truth and life, mom's apple pie, baseball, and the American way. He stands willing, ready, and able on the hilltop of injustices and lacking senses of humor around the world. Blue tights, red briefs on the outside, and a flowing red cape. I bring you Joke Time with Colin. Okay, here we go. Speak up.
I am. What do women and noodles have in common? They both wiggle when you eat them.
Yeah.
We're starting strong. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Dark sense of humor is like a pair of functioning legs. Not everybody has one.
Oh, damn it. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the jokes that made the cut. Imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What does a clock and a pedophile have in common? They both don't go past 12.
Oh. Mm. It's been fun, guys. It really has been fun.
No, dude, you have no idea what jokes I told him not to tell.
All right.
Continue.
What is a gay guy's favorite fast food place? Five Guys.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What is a kidnapper's favorite type of shoes? White Vans.
Oh my god. Oh.
What would a movie be called if Michael Jackson and E.T. were fighting? Alien versus Predator.
Oh my god.
Why is there air conditioning in hospitals? To keep the vegetables cool and fresh.
Oh my god.
I thought opening a door for a woman was good manners. She just screamed and flew out the plane.
Oh my god. Hello, Scout. What are we up to?
Oh, he put out a preface, guys. He said this next joke might be his personal favorite, so be prepared.
Oh my
He
god.
called Ghostbusters and a cancer warden. Spawn campers.
Oh my god, I'm gonna pass out.
I got one more. Why can't orphans do selfies?
Oh god. Why?
Because it's considered a family photo.
Oh. God.
Why can't Michael Jackson play chess? Because he's dead. That was it.
That was it?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
My head hurts so bad right now. Oh.
That's hilarious.
Oh. Oh man. Ooh. That was an ab workout right there.
Yes, it was, sir. Yes, it was. You are not wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, whether or not you have been declared safe from Michael Jackson, Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book client list, or not, angry faithful of all ages, that is the 100th episode's edition of Joke Time with Colin. He is here to right wrongs, to bring laughter where there is darkness, and to bring darkness where there should be laughter. He's not the comic relief or the hero that we've asked for. Rather, he's the comic relief and the hero that we deserve. I ask that you put your hands together, even if you're only listening, in a round of applause for my genetic code on display for your ears and eyes to feast upon, melt horribly like the Nazi in Raiders of the Lost Ark, or to dissolve like you've taken a bath from the blood of a xenomorph. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. This has been Joke Time with Colin.
Game over, man. Game over.
Game over. Oh, you can go in there now.
Well done, sir.
Dinner
Well
is
done.
ready, sir. Go ahead and grab something to eat. Yeah.
You done your job. Now you get that cornbread.
There you go.
Oh.
I can only imagine the ones that got nixed.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Come here, Colin.
You need to text some of those to us. Send them to the group chat so that we can
Text me one of the ones that I told you not to tell.
Oh,
We're recording, so you can't say it out loud. They'll hear you.
yeah, I would have to remember them.
Here,
though.
tell you what.
I have to remember them.
Type it into the group chat here.
I gotta try to find him again.
Okay, we'll go
Oh, I
find.
remember
Okay,
one.
because
He
whenever
remembers.
you get a
So Colin's gonna text one here into the group chat. This one was bad, guys.
I wonder how bad.
Oh, I remember here. Okay,
I
yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones is after you type it in, the FBI just like take that down now.
That's
Maybe.
You're gonna get a knock on the door in about 3, 2, 1.
Is that right?
Asking. Or,
Yeah.
Begging.
Yeah. Okay. There you go, guys. Okay, you can go get food now.
Oh, that one's
Oh, he remembers another one. He remembers another one.
that one is spicy.
Spicy puppy.
Spicy.
Spicy. Spicy, but spicy puppy.
No, that's not an apostrophe. It's just plural.
Yes.
There you go.
I do still want to pet that. The spicy puppy.
Yep, there you go. All right, go eat.
I gotta take advantage.
So, David, in retrospect, don't post the group chat.
Yes, please don't.
So,
Thank you.
yes, the depths of my nether regions will become the new battle cry of this show.
100%. I want that on stickers.
So what else we got to talk about? I mean,
Well, I think we need to go ahead and land this plane for the 100th time.
Yeah.
I had the most discerning of looks gazed at me through the glass doors of my office studio or studio office. Yes. Anyways.
Sure.
Because dinner is ready and my dear wife would like for me to come and eat. Considering all that I've had today is a bowl of cereal and a peanut butter sandwich because, well, this is the longest I've been upright all day.
I mean, that's a well-balanced breakfast.
Hey, you know what, man? I'm just telling you. Yeah.
But you are a growing boy and you need your nutrition.
Yes, you
nutrition, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you need to make sure that you stay hydrated because you have to be able to shoot ropes and not be a dribbler.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody.
Why did David take that one personally?
Well, everybody.
By the way, you know what today is, right?
What is today? God damn it, Chris.
Today is March 14th. I just gotta ask, Johnny, are you having steak tonight? No, that size. No, that's not says it all.
Wait, I'm trying to remember.
You don't know what today is?
Yes, I know what today is. For those of you who don't know, and we're both looking at you, David, today is National Steak and a BJ Day.
That's why I'm having pork chops. Because there ain't nothing happening.
But
although the argument could be made.
But Chris, happy belated Infantry Day.
Absolutely, we missed it.
Yeah, we did.
You know what we didn't even talk about either on March 2nd?
Texas Independence Day.
Yeah. We're sad. Well, I get The only reason why I remember is because it's also my dad's birthday. He was born on Texas Independence Day.
Yeah, he was there the day that they caught Santa Ana. So
Yeah,
That was March. That was March 6th, sir.
popped him out right then.
Learn your dates, Johnny.
I'm just saying. It's whatever.
Anyways, everybody, thank you all for watching.
Actually, no, that was March.
God, I'm trying to land this plane so
Almost
Johnny can eat, and Chris just fucks it all up.
You're right. I am. March 6th is when the Alamo fell. That wasn't when Santa Ana was captured.
There.
Anyways, everybody, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton, and thank you for the last 100 episodes. We look forward to assaulting you, not only emotionally, but morally for the foreseeable future.
And I am Chris Jacka, and here's for several hundred more.
Thank you all for listening.
Later, everybody.